Hello friends, welcome back to the next session on Service Operations Management. Now let's begin with our learning. In this particular session, we'll be understanding and dealing with the concepts of importance of brand enhancement, the learning objectives. At the end of this particular session, the learners will be able to understand what do we mean by and how do we define the term brand enhancement, what are the various activities that have been undertaken in terms of brand enhancement, and why and how is the importance of brand enhancement identified and established in an organization. Now let's begin with our learning. The brand enhancement. So when we say that a particular brand or certain product is available in a market situation, we always try to see that how the value of that particular brand in respect to a consideration as to the availability of product, in respect to the enhancement of the product is being increased over a period of time. So various measures or various steps have been undertaken in order to see that how do we enhance a particular product, how do we enhance the brand as a certain consideration, and it creates a value in the mind of the customers. So with the various modes such as the digital marketing as one of the mode, brand enhancement can be done in a very effective way. So today, in the modern era, or considering the traditional scenario and the modern scenario, in the modern era, we can understand that there are various digital marketing tools or various online platforms or measures or modes through which the brand enhancement activity can be undertaken in a very effective way, wherein it helps to recognize the brand and create a certain mind and space in the terms of customers. Effective branding strategy demonstrates that the company's market position and vision is also sound. So we must have an effective branding strategy which always try to see that the company's vision, mission, policies and the goals of the organization are being explained to the people in a very effective way, and how we can implement them in the long run as well as in the short run. And hence the brand strategy also is essentially important. Every firm in a certain organization must have a brand strategy in order to find out how the competitors and the members who are using those particular product can create a certain amount of loyalty with the product that has been associated. And hence, brand enhancement is essentially important. Now let us understand the various four branding strategies. The four branding strategies that can be used are: number one, that is line extension; number two, that is brand extension; number three, that is new brand strategy; and number four is flanker fight or the brand strategy. In terms of a line extension, the product line which is into existence, we are trying to add one product additionally to the product line that is into existence. So when we say that there is a product line of a certain product with respect to certain commodities, then what do? We try to extend the line of a certain product. So the company or an organization, if it is having certain lines of those particular product, then the initiatives that have been taken for extensioning of the line of a certain product are called the line extension strategy. The brand extension strategy. Now, in terms of a brand extension strategy, the brand is already established in a certain product, and under that particular brand, we establish several other different products or several other different components. So in this way, various brands which have been included and sub-components of the brand which have been created under the umbrella brand is called the composition of brand extension. The new brand strategy. So in case of a new brand strategy, the company is newly established or an established company, they can also come forward and a new brand can also be established in a particular market. So when a new brand has been established and it is being created in the market, then that particular strategy that has been used is called the new brand strategy. The next fourth strategy is the flanker or the fight brand strategy, in which you are trying to create a certain brand which is a combination of line, brand and new brand, or in case you are creating a market situation wherein it is giving a tough competition to the similarity of the product that is available of your competitors. So in order to beat your competitors, a fight brand strategy is also been adopted, and accordingly new product is also been introduced in the market. Now let us understand what are the various steps of process improvement in terms of developing the brand equity. So an organization, to improve or to increase their brand equity, they can undertake various steps or they can undertake various processes. Number one, that is information processing. So what information is available with regards to the customer, with regards to the product, the services that we are delivering, every information should be processed in a better way. So a systematic assessment of process is essentially required, and only on those basis the assessment of product needs to be undertaken. The second perspective is customer confidence. So we always have to try to see that we build a confidence in the minds of the customers, and in the short run as well as in the long run, the customer confidence is built accordingly as and when the need arises. And hence, for those particular perspectives, customer confidence is essentially important. The customer confidence can only be built wherein the product that we are delivering to them, it matches to the requirements of the individual, and accordingly, whatever product that we are delivering, it satisfies the customers at a 100% level. So in this case, only then the satisfaction can be improved. The next consideration is the ultimate customer satisfaction. So when we build the confidence of the customers, accordingly, it directly derives to a consideration as to creating a customer satisfaction in the minds of customers. The fourth perspective is the market programs. So various marketing programs as to the promotion of the branding or creating the product visible to the customers, and how the maximum number of customers will be made available and known about the product. For those initiatives that have been undertaken are called the marketing programs. The fifth strategy or the step that can be undertaken is customer loyalty. So with an effective brand equity or brand positioning and the brand enhancement, the customer loyalty can be built in an effective way, wherein the customer is known about our product, he is regularly and frequently purchasing our product, and based on those considerations, he becomes loyal for purchases of our goods and services. The next perspective is the price premium. So on the basis of price premium, when a particular price that has been availing or ruling into a market, if it has been set in a certain consideration, that same price is ruling according to the market, and as per the price, the product delivery is also efficient and effective, then we can say that the price premium can act as an importance of brand equity. The seventh and next perspective is the market share and the brand extension. So simultaneously, we as a part of an organization should always try to see that how do we develop and how do we increase our market share. So for increasing the market share, the brand extension activities as to the creation of new brand, either in terms of line strategy, product strategy, or new brand strategy and so on, or the fight strategy should be implemented, and we should try to increase the brand into our market. And lastly, the eighth perspective is the leverage distribution. So the leverage as to the manufacturing expenses, operating expenses, financial expenses, and the combined expenses of all the organizations should be distributed equally among all the departments. So proper importance for all the components or the factors it's needed to be given, and based on those considerations, the leverage can be distributed among all the departments which are there in the organization. So a proper opportunity to all the components and the factors is needed to be given, and then we can say that the brand equity can be developed in an effective consideration. Now let us understand what are the various benefits of increasing the brand awareness. So keeping your brand top of the mind with your current and potential audiences. So always we have to identify and see that whatever brand strategy that we are developing or whatever brand that we have developed into a market, it should be always at the top of mind of the customers. That is, when a customer wants to purchase a certain product, the first name that clicks to the minds of the customer should be our product or our brand only. So for those consideration, various efforts should be created, and when the brand awareness is being created in an effective way, the first or the primary objective or the first preference for the purchase of a product is given for only our product or whatever brand that we are positioning. So that is the benefit of brand awareness. The next benefit of brand awareness is increase the word of mouth marketing. So on the basis of word of mouth marketing, it is very essential to see that more number of people are knowing about our product. So when more or maximum number of people are speaking about our product, it helps to identify and see that how those particular products can be delivered to them and how the positive image in the market can be created about our product. So a positive brand image or a brand awareness can help to develop the word of mouth marketing. The next perspective or the benefit of brand awareness is building the brand equity. So on the basis of brand awareness, the brand equity can also be developed in the simultaneous way. In order to develop the brand equity, one has to always see that how do we increase the market share, how the leveraging activities have been undertaken in the business organization, and the mindset of people to purchase our product and rely on the purchases is being undertaken for a specific time period. And this particular time period should be continuing and ongoing. The next benefit of increasing the brand awareness is increased the customer loyalty. So in order to increase the brand awareness, we always have to see that the customers are very loyal to our product, and accordingly they always take into consideration as to how the maximum products can be delivered and the customer is being loyal for our purchases. There are certain few products wherein it is a part of a regular purchases. So in case of a regular purchase or regular amount of service that we need to provide for those particular services, the customer should be loyal and confident with our product. The customer will be only loyal when he is utmost satisfied with the service or the product that he has purchased, and accordingly, there should be effectiveness in the delivery to the customer. The next perspective of benefits of increasing the brand awareness is ultimately it increases the sale of a certain product. So when the brand awareness for a certain product increases, it ultimately leads to the increase in sales, and accordingly the revenue or the market share generation is being created automatically. Now let us understand how do we increase the brand awareness. So the various initiatives or the measures to increase the brand awareness are: number one, that is using the native advertising. So employee native advertising is essentially important and effective way in order to understand as to how we create the certain product and in what ways those particular product can help the organization in the long run. And hence the native advertising with respect to the employees and the participants who are there in the organization with respect to the internal and external factors is needed to be effectively identified, and from those particular ways the brand awareness activity can be increased. Now let's understand what are the various initiatives that can be undertaken. So running the Facebook and the Instagram ads. So with the effective Facebook and Instagram ads, the continuous visualization visualization of the product can be increased, and accordingly it is continuously hammered to the customers about what our product is, what are its various features, what is its price, and what is the usage or the benefit, or which we call as a utility of the product in the day-to-day operational activities. The next perspective is running ads on the Twitter. So along with the Facebook and along with the Instagram ads, we should always try to see that our product is also available, visible on the Twitter also, and hence which helps to increases the brand awareness. Partnering with influencers to review the brand. So with help, whenever we are trying to increase the product validity, we always need to try to see that how do we increase the validity of a product and influences our brand as well as the others brand which have been associated with our product. Partnering with influencers to create the content. So accordingly, the content design and development is essentially required, which always tries to aim and see that how do we influence a particular product, how do we influence the content, and so on. So it is essentially required to develop the effective content, and based on which the brand awareness can be created in a greater consideration. Now let us understand what are the various strategies or steps that have been associated with respect to the brand enhancement or brand awareness. So in order to increase the enhancement of a particular brand, the various steps that can be undertaken are: number one, that is competitive positioning. Number two, that the organization has to look for is creating a brand strategy. So when the brand strategy is into place, we need to design and we need to undertake what marketing campaigns can be conducted. That is the campaigns with respect to the Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, digital marketing, social media marketing, and so on. So various marketing campaigns can be conducted either in an online mode or either in the offline mode. The next perspective is marketing planning and marketing budget. So accordingly, based on the marketing campaigns that we have decided, based on the brand strategy that has been developed, we need to prepare a marketing plan, and accordingly the marketing budgets also needs to be undertaken. Based on the marketing budget, the various concepts or the consideration with respect to the finances also needs to be taken into account. The employment of resources of the people, the labor, and so on also needs to be ascertained. The next perspective as to the strategies or the steps of the marketing brand enhancement is the naming of brand. So here in this particular phase, we actually name the brand, and accordingly a proper positioning strategy is been adopted. Then a corporate identity of the brand has been made, and accordingly what message should be delivered to the customer is been designed. So on the basis of naming of a particular brand, either we move towards creating a corporate identity or either we create a certain message which is ultimately delivered to the customers. Now let us understand what is the process or steps that is being applicable for the brand equity pyramid. So as per the Keller's customer based brand equity pyramid, there are various factors which have been taken into consideration when we enhance a brand in the short term market or in the long term market. The first step or the foundation that is being required at the identification is the identification. So who are you? So we have to be very salient and we have to be very effective in order to understand about how do we identify ourselves, what our product is, and how do we identify ourselves as a part of a certain product. The second step or the second level in the understanding or creating the brand awareness or brand equity is the meaning. That is, what are you? So in this case, we have to understand what we actually are, what are we here for delivering the product to the customers. So performance and imagery conditions are needed to be fulfilled, and based on those considerations, we come to answering a certain question that what are actually we. The third question that here what that we needs to answer is response. What about you? So here in this case, the judgments and the feelings of the people are essentially important, and we also try to need to understand that what is about in the minds of customers, when they will purchase, when they will not purchase, why they will purchase, and what is the need requirement of purchasing a certain product. The next fourth essential step of the Keller's customer brand equity approach is the relationship. That is, what about you and me? So how do we create a long-term relationship and association with the business firms, with the customers, with the clients, with the colleagues, and with the external outsiders who are the stakeholders in a particular business? So resonance factors are essentially important, and only on those particular concerns the relationship between the company and the customers can be created very effectively. Now let us understand what are the various steps to increase the brand value. Number one, the first step that we need to understand is understanding our target customers. So who are our target customers? Only when we understand them, we can increase the brand value for our product. Investing in the video marketing. So today in the modern era or this scenario, most of the people likes to visualize a short video. So accordingly, a short video as to 30 seconds or a maximum of 1 minute needs to be created, and only on those particular basis the video marketing activity can be undertaken. The next perspective is designing a small smart logo. So accordingly, a smart logo needs to be designed, and on those particular basis, a logo is also acting as a part of an attraction to a certain customers. So a proper visualization, a combination of color, shape, design, and ethics should be used in a part of a logo, and the logo designation or a design should be also effective. Creating a great website. So accordingly, simultaneously, when we develop a marketing plan, when we create a certain logo and the message has been ready, we should always have a creative and good website wherein the customer, when they visit the website, information is available with them at a ready fingertips. Advertising the brand extensively. So accordingly, when we are ready to launch a particular product or the product is already been launched in a certain market, we must extensively brand our product. So accordingly, the only one product should be viewed to the organization and to the people, and it will help to create a certain image in the minds of people as to how those particular products will be available at the greater extent and at the ease of the customers. The next consideration that one has to take into account is maintaining the quality. So simultaneously, when all these activities have been undertaken, one has to also see that how do we maintain the quality of a certain product. So establishment of a better quality is essentially important, and only on those particular basis we can maintain a certain position into the market. The next tips for increasing the brand value is using the power of social media. So today, social media being the most preferable mode of marketing method, it always we should try to see that how do we use the power of social media, and accordingly with the help of those particular platforms we should try to reach maximum number of customers. The next and the last tips that we can use for increasing the brand value is keeping the prices reasonable. So accordingly, all the prices that have been related to our product and related to the product or the services that we are offering, it should be available on the reasonable prices, and accordingly, according to the market standards and the competitors' position, the prices should be offered to the customers. So here we can understand and conclude that beyond a reasonable logo, strong branding boosts a company's worth, and it is not only various logos, sequences, or a particular message that impacts the purchase decision of a customer, but the brand value that has been associated with respect to the growth, sales, customers, awareness, and success. It everything empowers the brand to be created, and accordingly, the purchase decision of a consumer becomes more effective. The valuation of the company as a part of its network, the staff, the people, the organization, the recruiting firms, and the market simplifier, all these factors are considered and needed to be taken into account as to how do we improve the brand value of a certain product. The totality of people's perception of a company's customer service, reputation, advertising, and logo is referred to as a brand. So it is a sum composition of all the factors that have been undertaken together in order to identify as to how the image of the company can be created in the long run. And hence, with all those particular factors, we can create an effective brand in a market. Now let's summarize what we have learned in this particular session. In this particular session, we have understood what do we mean by brand enhancement, what are the various problems and issues that are available with respect to the controlling and managing the brand enhancement, and lastly, how do we implement the brand enhancement and manage the quality of a product in a certain organization. I hope you must have enjoyed the learning in this particular session. Thank you for your patience listening. Thank you.